Well, we're not technically live, but the stream is live, but they cannot see us. No, they cannot. Oh, apparently they can. Hi everyone. I was totally on the wrong screen there. That is a techie's worst nightmare.
Oh.
That's
Oh,
weird. Somehow y'all got muted. I don't even have a hotkey for that. When I last
You want to
looked
turn
at
it off
that
and on again?
when I last looked at that screen, it had motion for your bar saying that I was getting sound. I just looked at it and it
interesting.
was muted.
Cool. Let's
Well,
fix it. Let's go out and in.
It's fixed
all
now.
right.
Okay, great.
I don't
Great.
know what they got and what I didn't, but yeah, Varys, this is another guy who's the bodyguard of Gat Gratian, who's like the leader of this troop. He's the one who caught me being a little sneaky boy, and I was like, hey, you got your leader's ear and I got your leader's ear, so what are we gonna do about it? And he was like, well, if you let me escape with you, we'll be chill.
Sweet.
So so now we're back with the group and everything.
Great. Awesome. Perfect. Yeah. So, yep. Yeah, right. You guys learn more about Gratian. You've learned that they've been disposing bodies and how and where you fought, and you guys leveled up. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to re enter the story after you all have returned. Oh, should also mention that on your way back from killing the centipedes, Arctic, and only Arctic, saw a red package with a green ribbon, with a little note on it that effectively said, "I owe you one magical item, Passara, who is located in Venatus." But only he can see that package, interestingly enough. You guys return to Gratian's compound, back up into the makeshift triage center, where Rainbow Upon Leaves and Galio were still under guard. And you guys attempt a long rest. Now, I say attempt a long rest because I'm going to have each of you roll a Constitution saving throw DC 16.
What's a DC 16?
Just means that 16 is the number that you hopefully are beating.
Okay.
Or matching.
Oh no.
Or
Oh,
matching.
no.
Correct. Please put your result in session chat so I can kind of keep track.
Oh no.
Great. Great.
Okay, let me roll this nice little guidance I've given myself.
High fives herself on the way to bed. Yeah, that's how I fucking sleep.
sorry.
Let's go.
Matt, it's a con save.
It's a con save, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm double checking. I don't have anything for that. But I don't believe I do.
We all suck today. Yep.
It's
Good.
okay. It is okay.
Oh, nice. Got
All
lucky there.
right.
Wow,
All right.
Melly.
Hi, golly gee, do I love this guidance thing.
Fuck, yep.
What happened? What
Where's,
happened, Talon?
Go back to it. There it is.
Please tell me it was a nat one. I'm kidding. All right.
No, but it was a 2. plus
Man.
5.
Oh no. All right. During the night, effectively all of you, save Tess, who was in deep communion with her muses during.
Oh my god, yeah, we had that
During
whole
her
thing.
sleep. You all are plagued with nightmares. They feel so real. What begins as a tickle in your feet becomes a sharp and piercing pain as you feel like you're being eaten alive by an invisible force. You try to scream out, but you make no sound. You're dead asleep. You cannot screech. You cannot scream. And slowly but surely, you are slowly and agonizingly consumed until you finally, in a fit of terror, wake from a restless slumber and suffer a 1 level of exhaustion.
Which means that we have disadvantage on ability checks.
Correct. You are.
What does disadvantage mean again?
Means
You roll 2 dice,
Yep.
and then you take the lower number.
Correct.
So- Roll 2, take the lower number.
Yes.
Yep.
Beautiful. As you wake, screaming from your beds, Rainbow Upon Leaves rushes to your sides, checking to the best of her ability what equates for your vitals, and kind of jots down in a little notebook ostensibly those notes about how quickly and what she's observing as part of your reaction. Galio is observing, but not directly intervening. But he is very attentive of Rainbow's process. As you guys, like I said, awake from your sleepless slumber. Yes. I was worried this would happen. It seems the disease is accelerating its timetable. And Galio just solemnly nods and says, "Yes, I'm afraid I have to concur. And he kind of tries to kind of make eye contact with all of you and gets up slowly and says, I want to just start off by apologizing for my behavior yesterday. Rainbow has informed me that when I am in a heightened state, shall we say, I can get a little eccentric and manic, and I just want to apologize for that. It's not behavior becoming a Vurian cleric such as myself. So I'm sorry that you had to see that yesterday.
He kind of groans and sits up and is like, apologies accepted.
Oh, I'm so glad. He smacks his hand. He instantly gets a little bit more chipper, and then Rainbow kind of glares at him, and he's like, right. Takes a breath. Yes. Thank you. I am not worthy of your forgiveness, but I appreciate it nonetheless. May I ask, your dreams, they were fits of stabbing pains, a feeling of being eaten?
Yes, as if I was the rat. I did
As
not
if you were
like
the
it.
rat. Oh yes, all right, yes. Quite interesting, yes. Um, now remind.
Not quite as we had hoped. They were about 10 feet long. There is no plan right now. We could go to Jaccio Daytonius's. He loved you, though.
We have a destination, and we have a starting
Point A to point B is going to be the hardest freaking part. So, do you have any ideas? We would try our best.
Um, turn you a different color
Turn
because
me.
this palette is very. It sticks out. If we get kind of like a gray, nice neutral something else, that's not going to stick out as much.
Gray. Hmm. Hmm.
Or
Galileo,
black,
do
but
you-
that's going to get into weird territory, and I don't know.
well, I mean, I have a cousin who's an all black, and frankly, they are very sneaky shtick back in the day. But Galileo, do you have anything in your mental bag of tricks to help us here? And then Galileo just kind of sits there, kind of like his eyes kind of defocus as he's in like deep contemplation. And he says, "Well, nothing off the top. Perhaps if I prayed about it, I'll give it a shot at least." And he assumes a meditative position on his cot, as it were, and just kind of closes his eyes. His breathing shallows as he enters a very deep meditative state. Rainbow turns back to you all and says, "Well, I'd say it's probably about 50-50. Any other ideas? I
Wonder
I
how
like
long he wakes up, or
I mean it's more of he likes to believe that he's a cleric, and he is. I mean he is, technically he's a cleric, just I think gets in his own way when it comes to leaps of faith and Holy Communion with the Imperator. Anyway, making me gray or black. I like this idea. I don't know how to do it though. Uh, if you guys could shave me, but then I will be pink, so I don't think that's an option.
I was like we could paint your fur. I have a disguise kit, and I can
You
use
have
it
a
on you.
disguise kit?
Hmm.
Oh, girl, let's get some stuff
Yes!
done.
Makeover! Cat
Let's do
makeover!
it! Oh my god! Do you
Glow up time.
understand? Huh. I have
How
been.
do all of my characters end up being sorority girls every single time? Oh, sorority girl moment. How?
Matt, I have a dumb question.
Yeah.
Has anybody tried to use detect magic or identify yet? I can't remember if we
Negative.
went over that.
Oh.
Also, I did realize that you guys had asked. Oh, and I can do this in roleplay. Rainbow kind of twitches and says, "Oh yeah." I mean, Galio's kind of confirmed. I do remember that you asked me to medical check you, and I didn't do that. So sorry. Is there anything else you'd like me to check for?
I would actually like to check something.
Please.
Please?
If one
Do that.
of you wouldn't mind, except for Tess, because you seem unaffected. You didn't have nightmares last night.
No, I was good. I already had my nightmares,
Uh,
but that was not the night. Okay.
I see. Well, I'm glad that at least one of us seems unaffected for now.
Mhm.
Would one of you care to volunteer for me to examine you? It won't take long.
I volunteer as tribute.
Well, that's
Alright.
an odd phrase. Where did you pick that up?
It's a common phrase down in the pit.
Oh, I see. Something like you guys have like weird precincts down there?
Something like that.
Oh,
Different
okay.
levels.
Oh, different levels? I see. Okay. Sorry, carry on.
Talon's gonna lay a hand on Ardic's shoulder, and Rich will cast Identify.
Okay.
Ooh.
Can you just, for the class and for me, can you read that spell, please?
Yeah, give me a sec. I just have partial text for it, so I'll pull it up.
Not a problem.
You choose one object, or where is it? I wish they had put it in order. If you instead, I'll start backwards. If you instead touch a creature throughout the casting, you learn what spells, if any, are currently affecting it.
Okay. There are some like low-level enchantments to attempt to like ward away magical disease. Their effectiveness is not yet clear. Obviously, people are still getting sick. But Nethmera did make mention that they've been experimenting with different ways to try to stay healthy. There's nothing like kind of overt, like there's no like disguise or anything like that that's happening. Just these low level kind of cantrip level wards, effectively, that are trying to keep anything magical at bay.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That at least confirms the plague is not a spell. Shit. Well, that was what I had.
I mean, Galio kind of snaps from his stupor and says, every bit of data is useful, even if it appears to be negative at first. And I'm afraid that the Imperator has nothing for me in this instance. I'm sure they are busy, of course, as one who runs an empire must.
I
Galio,
know
what
we
have
just
you-
tried one piece, but may I try something else?
Is this to Rainbow or to Galio?
To the group.
Okay, great. Rainbow just
As
says,
long
"Yep."
as it doesn't start the fight yet, yes.
It's not going
Sure.
to start a fight, but it might help us determine what is affecting everyone and what this disease actually is.
By all means.
Go on, please. This is Galio talking.
And I'm going to snap my fingers and shout detect and cast detect poison and disease, and it identifies
Ooh.
any kind of
Ah.
poisonous creature or disease.
Oh.
Perfect.
Um,
Where was this the whole time? Shit.
identifies or confirms? I'm sorry, what was the wording?
So for the duration up to 10 minutes, you can sense the presence and locations of poisonous creatures and diseases within 30 feet of you. You can also identify the kinds of poisonous creature or disease in each case.
Sorry, the last sentence one more time. I apologize.
You also identify the kind of poisonous creature or disease in each case.
Okay,
Hell yeah!
so
The system.
so you snap your fingers, you yell detect in your mind's eye. Every person and vessels that contain food scraps, water containers, all of it starts to glow, indicating that within these forms, these people in these containers, toxins and disease inhabit. Furthermore, when you try to focus with your mind eye into, say, Rainbow, right, who is also not to the extent of everyone else, but does still have it, you can tell that it is in their nervous system. It is a however it
So it's
enters
like
the
mono.
body. Effectively, it is attached and is directly stimulating her nervous system. Does it
Stimulate
indicate
your
that I should be
nervous
giving you
system.
more details?
So
I'm
it
trying
will
to
identify
fulfill
the
the spell.
disease. It will tell me what the disease is in
Yeah.
common tongue.
Okay. Well, for one, there is no word for it in the common tongue because it has never existed before. This is a brand new disease. This has not been ever observed before in the history of Vuria.
That's also
Okay.
useful info.
This is new.
Interesting.
Sorry, I can keep going. I'm just trying to fulfill the spell.
Yeah, no. You're good.
So, okay, cool, great.
So then I get to name it.
Yes, you do. Galio says, "Huh? Why didn't I think of that? Well, what do you name this plague? We had always just called it a weird strain of Valeria, but if you have a better name,
You see, if it was connected to Valeria, I would have known that it was Valeria.
oh,
Name away.
okay. So I'm sorry. I'll backtrack a little bit. It's related. But it is not.
Rona?
So, like, you get a little brief scent of Valeria, and then it like
It's
wafts over.
How can I describe this? It's as if it's like there's this weird what does it do? It is connected in the sense that Valeria has been used to build it. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Wait,
so
it's a
it's a
mutation.
mutation of Valeria.
Actually, that's a good question,
So, Talon, what
Talon.
were you going on?
Does the spell indicate whether or not it give any indication of an answer to the question of whether or not it was artificial?
It would not
I
indicate.
don't think so.
No,
Okay.
it would
Then I
just
won't
say
give you
what
the answer
the
to that
disease
question, but thank you for asking it.
is.
I feel like that combined with the identify spell might be able to kind of do that.
Oh, okay. No, I accept that. Yeah, 100%. Okay, so between the two spells, yes.
You're using them in tandem.
There
like you don't get
is while the virus itself, the way it's attacking its nervous system. Well, one, sorry, I also gave that away. It's a virus.
Yeah.
To
Well, I would have known
that
that
would be part of
from.
the explanation.
I
Right.
would have known that from detect disease.
I guess where I was going with it was like exactly how far is like biological medicinal science in a Byzantine era D&D campaign. However, like do you know the but anyway, fuck it. I'm getting too into it. My ultimate point is that between those two spells there was an intelligence at work.
Shit.
Whether
Alright.
or not that was deliberate, whether it was human, or if this was a directed mutation, we don't know. But what you can deduce is that it was not in the most what's the word I'm looking for? The most extreme sense. It's not natural, right?
Okay.
It's yeah. So oh, you know what? What it is I feel like when you cast that spell, you gain a kind of emotional and kind of like back of the mind insight into the history of the disease. And I'm going to say that when that occurs to you, when you're kind of examining with your mind's eye victims that have this in it while casting this spell, you get the sense that yes, this in because you are a druid, right? You know nature. You are familiar with diseases. And you have always you can track logically, historically, through what you've learned and picked up as a druid. You know that most things have a very long lineage, even if it's branched out. Most things are, everything's interconnected, right? Everything's interconnected. And what you notice here is that it's not. It's not connected. Usually you can kind of have this sense of, I don't know what you want to call it, the world tree, right? The living force, if we were in Star Wars, right? The thing that connects everything. But this is young, and it's not connected to the rest of it.
Interesting.
Yes.
So this is
Or not as intertwined, right? There's a gap.
So this is definitely not of nature's creation.
I had wondered about such a possibility. Do you have any insight into the cause, where it might have started?
The best that I can link it back to is at one point along its lineage, it had been related in some way to Valeria, but beyond that, I don't know how it modified or how it changed, but
I see.
it's young. It's not of this world.
Oh, that is okay. Understood. So then the next course of action would be to try to find its source. Perhaps there's a clue to its creation in its point of origin. And this has been, even before I knew this was the focus of my research before I was jumped. I was actually triangulating the likeliest position where this may have occurred. I had eventually been able to coax enough people to talk to me to gain a general idea of where it may have began. Now that's still a large area to cover, a few blocks at least, but I believe that might be a good place to start if we can get out of here. And now that I know that it's likely the creation of someone or something, I can focus my research and probably get us to where we need to go.
Especially given that most of us now carry the disease, I think it would be in our best interest to attempt to get to the bottom of this instead of just attempting to escape.
Well, I
Agreed.
believe that those goals are at this juncture one and the same.
Escape the city, I should clarify.
Oh, I see. Yes, I would hate to think of this disease spreading throughout southern Vuria. I mean, imagine if it got to the pit or to Zava. God forbid it gets to Zabral.
Absolutely
Claston.
not.
Yes, I mean it's just I shiver to think of it. Um, well, perhaps a door will open where one was not open. Be knock knock knock. There's a knock at the door as Virus enters your space and dismisses the guard that was just kind of minding, not paying attention. You guys have all been kind of doing this in hushed tones at the other side of the room, but the door guard is dismissed, and Virus stands before you and says, "Ah, yes, I see. You're awake. So too are the rest of us with your screaming, even though most of us have heard it before. How are you feeling? They're all of you."
Rather poorly.
Tired. Very
better.
tired and very
Tired,
sore.
but we are alive and we killed those silly centipedes.
Oh yes, no, delightfully brutal work you did on those dastardly creatures.
Glad you couldn't join us.
Well, I would have, but you see, I didn't want to. And I wanted to see what you were capable of. If I'm going to throw my lot in with you, uh, best I know what I'm getting myself into.
I like this one.
The feeling is begrudgingly mutual. Galio is just glaring at Virus and says, "What do you want, man? What do you want?" And Virus, just with barely even looking at him. Oh, the signal flame is awake. Oh, I had almost wished that you would have remained unconscious. Well, you see, my friend, uh, you, as I'm sure you've come to understand, are not long for this world, and it is my orders to prepare you in whatever way I can for your inevitable demise.
Sure.
And what does this mean?
Oh, I was just gonna kind of stand here for 5 minutes, go back out, and say that I had done my job. Unless there's
Okay.
something else I should know. Oh, please! What have you been doing for the past however many hours locked away in a room by yourselves, everyone who has a vested interest in getting the fuck out of here?
Well, that is the thing we were figuring out.
Ah.
So we have figured out the point of interest that we need to go to after this. We have already figured out our safe house. The only last bit of the equation is how we are to leave this place. So my best guess was to have you dismiss the guards along the way as we find our way out. Be
I
it an
see.
exit you know of, or we go through that cavern that you loved so much.
I see. You believe that I just have free reign to go wherever I please without anyone reporting to Gratian on my movements. I see. Yes, let me get right on the. Oh, yes, I'm just taking all of the prisoners out for a fucking stroll. Let me get that speech ready for
When
you,
the
yes?
fuck did we become prisoners?
Oh, please, you're not that dumb.
Bitch,
Hi.
please,
I
I
don't know why
brought
my
them to...
accent changed either, but that's fine. We're gonna stick with it.
We helped bring you Galio.
Yes. Oh, we would have brought him in with or without your help, but do we have any other plan other than Virus, darling, gorgeous Virus? Please save our helpless asses by simply asking if we can all leave. Because I guarantee you, if I did that, we would all be stabbed viciously, many times over.
There are those among us who may be able to magically influence Gratian temporarily.
Ah,
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I see. This could work. Very well. I will contrive a reason to bring him up here, but I hesitate.
Wait a second. I
We are
have a
still proceeding with the idea that we can all walk out of here as a group.
If we could get Gratian to walk with us, it wouldn't be an issue.
Gratian will
Precisely.
never leave the compound without guards. He is
As long
too
as
smart.
as long
I
as
could distract them.
as long as
I could
he
do a big
is
distraction.
willing, what the fuck do the guards matter? The guards won't attack us if he doesn't tell them to attack us.
The minute we try to break from formation, Gratian will... well, he'll know something's wrong.
Not if he's charmed.
You will only know something is wrong after we're gone.
I see.
If this succeeds. If it doesn't, we may need to kill him.
Just depends on how.
I would not recommend doing that. There is very little that is holding this angry mob at bay. And frankly, if Gratian goes, so does just about everyone in the TQZ. And I do mean your friends, the Tabaxi. What was the one that was interested in you? Ah, yes, Nethmera, that one.
Ooh.
See, the potential complication is that if what I'm thinking fails, Gratian will immediately have us killed.
I see. Damned if we do, damned if we don't.
We could do an exchange.
An exchange? Do go on.
I have some shenanigans I can pull if I stay here and continually like distract them. That way you guys could get out.
She's very good at that. Believe her.
He is.
I'm very distracting, okay?
I see. Okay. What did you have in mind?
I essentially can do while we are their captives, I have a fun little thing called captivating performance.
Captivating performance. Do go on.
Essentially, as long as I perform for them, I can distract like up to how many people right now? 4 of them, like Gratian and his top like guards who like make the calls. And they have to do a wisdom saving throw. And even if they fail, they don't know that I tried to do that.
That's a little better
So
than
there's
trying to
little
charm person him.
risk. There's little risk to the attempt. Well, I am nothing if not prudent. So yes, I like this plan a little bit better. We can captivate. Ah, I see. A private performance. Yes. No, a private performance. Yes.
Ooh.
Galio, you
I gotta get
have to
dressed
request.
We're gonna have a double glow up. I'm gonna dress up the cat. I'm gonna dress me up. I'm gonna okay. I want to match with the cat. Okay, focus.
Okay. This could work. Galio, you have a final request. I do? Yes. You must request a performance from the lovely Tassalia as your last joy on earth. Gratian is an honorable man. He will grant that request. It doesn't sound like me. Shut up! Rainbow says, this is our one shot. Suck it up and get a nice song from the nice lady.
Oh,
That. See? Excellent.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I've heard worse plans, though not many. Let's go ahead and give this one a shot. I will be right back with Gratian. Stand by. And he exits.
Okay, so we
I'm gonna
gotta
jump
find.
in with metagame real quick because Matt gave me permission.
Mhm.
Arctic was shown that the food and drink have the virus in them. That's the vector. So we will need to take that into consideration when we're
Oh,
doing
don't
our
eat or drink.
investigation. Well, and also that's a lead potentially.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
end
if we
metagame.
have, and if we have a big like private party, like it's very exclusive. It's only for like the high, like Gratian and the higher ups. You know they're gonna cater it with some bougie ass food and drink.
Gallia. Is this all meta or is this in person?
I think we've
This is
slipped back in person, maybe.
Back into
yeah,
role
we're
play? Okay,
kinda
great.
like we're planning it. We're planning the thing.
Okay, great. Rainbow's just like, I think you mentioned you're from Zabral, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I just want you to know that you're not going to find any Zabralian elixir here. So just keep that in mind.
The fuck is that? The fuck is that? What does that mean? I don't know what that is.
Oh,
Exactly.
out of game a minute. It's
Yeah.
just Zabralian elixir is like like top shelf booze that you can only find it's the champagne of champagnes. You can't call it Zabralian elixir if you're not in like the Champagne region of Zabral, right?
Got it.
You know what I
Okay,
mean?
thank
One of
you.
those.
Even I have that
Thank you
in
for translating.
full.
Okay,
And Talon,
cool.
Talon mentions also this likely is the food and drink that they've been consuming as well. They're likely either diseased or immune or will be diseased eventually. Regardless, I'm not sure that
Mhm.
if I'm picking up on what you are thinking, I'm not sure that it will help, unfortunately.
Totally fair. Okay, interesting. What do we know about them? Do we
Fiercely
know?
loyal. Oh,
I need to know if any of them are elves or half elves.
Sure, you've observed at least a couple of half elves. I mentioned one had a tail, so there is a tabaxi in their ranks. You know that there's at least one like half Goliath. You can
Okay,
assume that the
okay.
broader builds are
My
half
main
orcs.
question,
Yes. Mhm.
is because elves and half elves are have advantage on being charmed. I'm planning out who I should use this. Who's the fucking main guy that we're trying to get?
Gratian is, as far as you can tell, in terms of like what he looks like. He looks
Huh?
human. He looks human.
I will see his
Nothing's.
ears. How pointy are his ears?
You can see his ears, and they're not pointy.
Got it.
Um,
That's all the information I need. Thank you very much. I
you're
am good
welcome.
with it.
Great. Okay. As you.
I looked at my sheet and I went, "Oh, wait a second."
All right. Perfect.
Good catch.
Rainbow turns to Tess and says, so are
Overtime?
we still dressing me up
Yes,
fabulously
you and
or
me,
we are?
we
Oh,
are gonna have a whole thing. I get dressed up, you get dressed up.
okay.
You know what I can do
Perfect.
is I chromatophore my skin a little bit.
Oh my god.
Our
Yes.
plan
Oh my god. All right, perfect. So over the next, let's see here, over the next 4 minutes, Zalak's chromatophores start to do their best attempt at replicating a intensely calico fur pattern. And Zalak, your tail turns gray, and your claws turn bright white. Because that matches Rainbow upon Leo's coloration scheme. And it's
So
it's
you're gonna
wonderful.
be Rainbow, and Rainbow is gonna dress up as another cat entirely.
You're already doing it. Yes, keep going. Look at it.
Okay,
You'll never
great.
know the difference.
Sorry, I just want to like confirm real quick. So you're dressing the lizard as the cat?
Yeah.
Great.
Forgive my
Okay.
ignorance, but why, if we are attempting to secretly take Rainbow out of here,
It's not
Right, that
gonna
why?
might
work.
not be
Look
our
at my
best.
eyes.
That's distracting enough. I feel like that's pretty effective.
Oh my god. Okay. All right. You guys are gonna figure it out. You guys are gonna
Get the
figure it out.
lizard confused for the cat.
Okay.
Zalak
This
is
is
sneaky as
typical
fuck
D&D
and
right here.
can get out of it.
I love this. I love every
I
second of
think the
this.
colors are enough. How much fur are you trying to tape to me? I don't
Oh
know
my
if I
God.
like this.
I go around and collect all the fur balls and the hair balls that are on the floor, And I just wanna
Excuse me,
say-
I'm a classy tabaxi, and I do not hairball all willy-nilly. Thank you
Okay,
very
you
much.
shed.
Well,
Everybody
I
says you
I
shed.
can't deny that I do shed.
Okay, I sweep and I collect all of them.
Okay.
You're just gonna be a real dusty little
God.
lizard
Oh
cat.
my god.
All right, you apply this like dusty fur mixed with like old blood and like just general detritus to
General what?
Zalact. Is it Detrius? Detrius?
Oh,
I don't know.
detritus.
Detritus.
Yeah,
Detritus. I'm
detritus.
sorry.
It's like, whoop. Is there another
sorry,
guy here?
apologies. Detritus. Yeah. Actually, hey, there's a name. The next.
Sergeant.
You guys are going to encounter a gnome that lives in a dumpster, and his name will be Detritus. We're gonna make this. We're gonna make this happen.
My boy.
I love this. Okay, so you apply the you apply this nasty mess to Zalak, and as you're doing this, as you're like rubbing his newly colored scales with this like concoction of fur and dirt, and blood, Gratian
really good.
walks
What do I
in
need
the
to
door, accompanied by Virus and the half Goliath.
How long would you
And-
say it's been?
You know what? Let's roll for it. It's been wow. You guys were fast. It's only been one minute.
Cool. My detect disease is still going. It lasts for 10
Great.
minutes.
Yeah, not a problem.
Is he diseased?
Yes, everyone is diseased.
I just
Gratian,
wanted to make sure.
however, much like Rainbow, is not quite indicating as strong of an infection as the rest. Neither is Virus. Virus, Gratian, Rainbow all have a much lesser extent of it.
Milder.
than-
What about Gallia?
Yeah. Gallio is he's kind of like, think of it between Rainbow and the half Goliath, who is like almost like a fucking beacon. He is so far gone.
Okay.
Yeah. He is like, you can see it in his face, like he is barely fucking conscious.
Damn.
He's just like, he's in fever, like a feverish state. He's not having a good time. And Gratian says, I hear you have a last request, cleric. Yes, I and looks to Rainbow, who just kind of says, I wish to have a, looks at Tess, Dan song.
Private performance.
More a
general.
performance upon my privates. I mean, all right. And Gratian just says, "Spit it out, man. Spit it out." I would like to observe beauty as the last thing that I see in this world. And we're gonna go ahead and roll for Gratian, who
I put a hand on his shoulder. Guidance.
On
I'm gonna roll
Gratian?
for you. What?
on Gallio or Gratian.
I thought Galio was rolling for something.
No,
Gratian
Gratian
is
is
rolling for,
insight.
insight.
He's insight checking Gallio.
Got
Gallio is
Okay.
attempting a deception roll. I guess I can roll for him
Okay.
too. And you guys are giving the help action, so he's gonna roll with advantage. I just did Gratian first. Holy crap! Can you please tell me that you gave him guidance?
Absolutely. Who did I
Great.
give guidance to?
Yeah, to
Wonderful.
Gallio.
Gallio.
Yeah, he just
Wonderful.
removed
Yeah.
it.
You gave guidance to Gallio because Gratian rolled a 19, so did Gallio. So
Oh, well, Gratian.
Yeah.
Well, that's rough because Gratian, gets a witty response, so he is going to subtract. He's going to subtract 4.
Great. Can't kind of loses focus off of Gallio for a moment.
My titties are
and
too
just
fat.
kind of like as he's
Behind us, you want this one
refocusing.
too.
What did you say?
that
Don't worry
was
about it.
Slack. There's no voice to it.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Okay, great. He just kind of blinks at Galio and says, of course, I'm not an animal. You may have your performance. I
We would love
suppose.
to invite you as well to that performance since you are being such a gracious host of it.
Well, I cannot pass up the chance to see you perform, my dear. As he takes your hand and kisses it.
And up to 3 of your friends.
And up to 3 of my friends. Why? Well, Virus, what do you say? And Virus just kind of hesitates and says, "Okay." Just kind of nods in agreement. The half Goliath is barely here, and Gratian kind of like performance. Her, yes. Goliath just nods.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Let's go. And Gratian says, I will grant you the use of my private quarters for
Hey-o.
the performance. Zlak, all that means is where you and I met. My lovely Tessalia. How do you need time to prepare? At this point, he notices Zlak and just squints his eyes, but doesn't acknowledge it, and turns his attention back to Tess.
Classy. Tastefully done.
But like, yeah. So do you need time to prepare, my dear?
Maybe a couple minutes, yeah, just to get my feathers straight and all that.
To wash your lizard, perhaps? What happened to him?
He rolls around.
Oh,
Don't question his culture.
far be it from me. Just hang on.
Yay.
Yeah, he rolled a nat 1. Yep. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Really feels it's a
No,
lot of women guilt.
I'm sorry, you noble lizard folk. I would never presume to. I'm just take all the time you need, and he just like walks out. Virus just. Well, I guess that worked. See you in a few. And
Well, so
and
you're on
heads
my side.
downstairs.
If they start attacking, you'll help. That kind of thing. Cool.
All right, so the 3 of them depart. Are
Are
you
we getting
immediately
past the guards
following? Or...
once to the group? This is Talon. How are we getting past the guards once those guys are distracted?
You're not in the room for this.
Huh?
It's a private show.
Yeah.
You guys are out.
There's
You haven't
40,
left yet.
40 men who will potentially see us on our way through the doorway. Get out.
We can take him.
Probably not.
I love the confidence. The confidence.
Inside this room, but not down there.
I
no.
mean, it's
I'll give you an
not.
A+ for confidence.
It's
but
not
an
the
F
best
for-
odds, but
Action economy alone, we're gonna die if we fight all of them.
You'll
Yeah.
have your flamethrower.
You're not wrong.
You can at least create a barrier and run away.
Like a bunch of hay bales, set that shit all on fire. That is a homemade wall of fire.
Oh,
I just learned
We've
how
done
to
it multiple
cast
times
grease.
before.
I
So I can
can't
cast
remember.
grease on the floor.
The stairs, do
Rainbow-
they continue to go upwards?
Say that one more time.
Do the stairs continue to go upwards from this room?
There is the stairs do continue upward. There is a
Oh, shit.
door.
Oh,
I apologize if I
Thank
didn't
you.
put that in my initial description of the triage center.
I couldn't
But this
remember.
is-
That was me.
Yes, there is a door. The stairs do continue. You
I mean, we could try to go up.
Rainbow is going to chime in now and say, I love your enthusiasm. That was absolutely the first thing that I tried. There's a lot of rubble in the way. I assume this building at least partially collapsed at some point.
Hey, I need to step away real quick. I'll
We
be right
can,
back.
no, not a problem. We can try to dig it. Um, but I would have no idea how long that would take.
Do you know how? Do you have some sense of how deep this rubble pile is?
I know that light's not getting through.
Sorry, how far back, or how much rubble there is, volume wise? Very rough sense.
Best case scenario, and it's just surface level rubble on the next landing. 15 feet, maybe.
Damn.
It's not impossible. We could try it. It's the noise, right? It's the noise. If we start shifting some of the beams, and it collapses, I mean, one, that could kill us. Two, that would absolutely raise suspicion. I've never seen a guard at that door, which makes me think that there's probably a lot of rubble if they don't deem it necessary to guard it.
Makes sense, unfortunately.
But again, I am open to that idea. We need to get out of here. And who knows, maybe you all have something. I mean, I don't know. What can you all do, perhaps? You, big, strong Blade Sun man.
Yes.
I'll be right back. Also,
You look strong and hardy. I mean, maybe you can get through. What do you think?
That's what I'm saying.
To dig through the rubble.
Yeah,
haven't-
absolutely. I think between Zlacto, who is very clearly a lizard and is very good at climbing, and myself and my magical companions, I think we can do this.
Okay. So it seems we have two options. We have to proceed with the performance, but we do have another way out, as it were. But Galileo would be with Thessalia. We'd be abandoning them. I
Well, if she's using her distraction, we could just have Galileo come up and meet us.
I see. Um. Okay. Uh. All in favor of. Well, we'll wait until they get back, but I'll go ahead and take a vote. Um. In the meantime, any other points of inquiry before the performance tonight?
What is the size of human? What's everyone's size raising? Is it medium?
You are all medium creatures.
Cool.
None of you
I
are
could
small.
transform into a giant badger and dig a burrow out of the rubble.
It is stone as opposed to dirt, but yes, you could wild shape into something that could dig. Absolutely.
So, with Dustin and this badger mole, we should have decent time clearing the rubble, but how many guards are normally stationed down in this area?
We have usually oh, who do we lose? There we go.
Had to restart.
Traditionally, there are 1 to 2 guards guarding my door. Again, they seem to think that the rubble up top is enough of a barrier to not putting guards on that door. I'm not familiar with the full extent of this complex. I have pretty much been relegated to this room and the downstairs communal area for food and drink. Other than that, I know that Gratian has some quarters off the stairs on the bottom floor where it enters into the sewers. Where it goes from there, I'm not sure.
And so, our options are few, everyone.
Our options are very few.
Well, I think it is Galio speaking. Well, I think action is better than no action. Well, there's something there, isn't there? For each action, there's a something or something. I don't know. Anyway, he says, whatever you choose, my fate is in the hands of Tessalia, and I don't want to keep the good captain waiting. I look for your signal, whichever way that comes. And he starts kind of gathering himself and fluffing off his vestments and kind of making his way towards the door. Um, Jonathan, as you were just stepped away for a sec, there's been more talk of attempting to dig. Perhaps the captivating performance will act as a distraction from any undue noise.
Gotcha.
And there's only 2 guards that are stationed up in this area, so
Right.
we can at least take down one really easy.
Yes.
I think between us all, we could take down 2 very rapidly if needed.
So Tess, just as I just filled in Jonathan, there was some talk about perhaps going up. There is a door. The stairs do keep going up, but the door has been unguarded. There is some rubble, at least 15 feet deep, blocking the rest of the stairs up that way. So there is another way out, potentially, if you guys don't want to attempt to sneak past the 40 survivors. The non-sheeple.
I
I'm sorry.
have a way to help with rubble.
Yeah? Okay.
But then we need to get
Shatter.
you out after you are doing your
I got
performance.
shatter, baby.
No.
And you gotta distract them so they don't hear it, all right?
So you're gonna both do. So this is Rainbow. You're going to captivate them and shatter the rubble.
No, we're gonna shatter the rubble first. We're gonna go up right now. We're gonna shatter the rubble, and then do the show. So you have a clear exit on the way out,
Oh,
or not,
I see.
from the look on everyone's face.
No, I like it. I was just worried about the timing.
So Galio didn't just step out to go down into the captain's quarters.
The good captain is currently waiting on us to join him in his room downstairs. And I don't imagine he'll be wanting to wait long. So if we're gonna do something, let's
Okay,
do
then
it.
let's hustle. Let's go.
Let's
so
do
let's
it.
run up and do that, and then come back down.
Okay.
If you think it'll still work, I mean, I won't.
This
I
is,
guess we at least have an escape route.
We're
this
gonna.
is quite
we're gonna go for
foolhardy,
it.
but I can also cast Thunderwave with you when you cast Shatter. We
For
may
what?
kill ourselves with this, but it
And
should
maybe
certainly
don't do
clear
that.
rubble.
Okay, then we won't do that. I'll just do the show.
No.
then. Okay.
No.
My
It's
friend.
completely fine. I think you guys have settled on a course of action. Do you? We can absolutely proceed as you guys have.
I can put the flamethrower cannon at the top of the stairs.
Great. Okay.
To help
Perfect.
prevent unwanted visitors as we are escaping.
Excellent.
Right. Good luck, Galio. It was nice knowing you.
Yeah. Good luck,
You're not
everyone.
taking me with you.
I was just gonna say, if anyone asks about the sound, I'll be like, "Oh, I fell downstairs. Oopsie."
Okay.
How good is your deception?
Oh,
And-
Galio hasn't left the room.
I can
Okay, my
guide
bad.
myself the entire time. Deception
right.
is a +4.
In the middle of this, there's another knock at the door, and Virus pokes his head in and says, "Are you coming?" He's not gonna.
Iris,
Give me quite literally 1 minute.
Okay.
No.
I mean,
Come in
and
here now.
he comes in, closes the door behind us. What's the holdup?
Cover me, pal.
Oh no.
No.
You guys have decided on doing something else, haven't you?
No, I'm coming back down.
Fine. We don't have the time. Okay, let's go.
Well, I'm coming
Excellent.
back down
Now
to
or
do the
never.
thing. I'm gonna go shatter this real quick, then I'm gonna come back down.
By all means. Okay, so you guys approach
All
the
part of the performance. You
the-
must trust it.
understood.
It's a grand entrance.
I
Matt, is there
see.
enough space for us to overlap Thunderwave and Shatter, so that there is overlap without me getting hit by Shatter or her getting hit by Thunderwave?
What I know is that the stairs are wide. The staircase is wide. You can fit at least 2 to 3 people shoulder to shoulder on the stairs. Is that what you need?
Oh, is the rubble just the
So
stairs stop at
imagine
rubble? Or...
right the staircase, right?
Uh-huh.
And you've got your bottom floor, and then here's you on the triage. There's
Right.
another hallway leading up, and it's in this hallway where you can kind of see where maybe there's the next landing, but all of this is rubble right here.
So it's just blocked by.
It's a blocked tunnel, effectively.
So
It is
no
a
door.
blocked tunnel.
Okay.
I can destroy that. That was my whole plan, was to clear that.
Oh, the
Correct.
range on Shatter is 60 feet.
Yeah, and
So-
Rainbow
I
was
can do it
estimating
from
that it's
afar.
about 15 feet worth of rubble, at least until the landing.
Oh, good
They're
thing mine is like a 20-foot situation,
perfect.
so I can cover all that, baby.
Oh, yeah.
All right. You guys make your way to the secondary door. You open it and proceed up the stairs. Meanwhile, Virus is looking on anxiously, and says, "Really, is there no one else who will help with the? Fine, fuck it. Better not leave me behind.
I'm not gonna leave you
I'm saying
behind.
right now.
I'm gonna come out. We're gonna switch out, and you're gonna go. Oh, I'm gonna find out what that was.
Okay. All right. Let's do this. Do your thing. All right.
Okay,
So you guys
so-
stack up near the rubble.
So how Shatter works is that it is a Constitution saving throw. What is the Constitution of the rocks? They also roll with disadvantage because targets made of
I think they actually
inorganic
just.
material.
It just
stone,
hits.
I think they
crystal,
just
or
take
metal.
the damage.
It just
Oh,
hits.
okay.
Yeah, based on what I was
Okay.
reading.
There's
let
no
me do
way to
one more.
miss. There's no way to miss.
Okay.
This. Yeah.
Alan's gonna get within just outside of that range.
Great.
If the rubble does not break and she rolls like all ones on the damage, he's gonna cast Thunderwave, which
Okay.
the others should be
Good call.
outside of, because they're outside of Shatter.
Everyone is behind you, right? You two are the
I'm
the
on
Yeah.
just the rocks.
the vanguard. Okay, great. Go for it. Yeah, let's go ahead and roll it.
Hell yeah.
I get.
Oh, I have to do math. 16 points of damage.
Ooh,
Okay, 16 points of damage.
that's some good damage.
The rubble shakes and quakes, and large portions of it have begin to break up and fall away. The noise is growing and growing. You've roughly removed about half of the rubble at this point.
Yeah. I could do it again. I got one more slot.
You literally rolled exactly half of the hit points. So
Oh shit!
if
Yeah,
you want to go ahead and take a second attempt, if
Body
anyone
spell
else
slot.
would like to contribute to the mining effort.
I mean, not when a spell's being cast.
Am I able to hold that Thunder Wave until after she does the Shatter, or will that?
Yeah,
then
if you
be
want to
separated
kind of
by
like
6
use
seconds
it
or
as a
whatever?
reaction to her spell, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Only if
let's
it
do that.
doesn't break just
Yep.
from the Shatter.
That's fine.
Even better, 17.
Great.
Oh.
And with your second shattering, the rubble splits apart almost like the parting of the Red Sea.
Nice.
Not that you guys would understand what that is in this universe, but hey,
Sorta.
it's fine. And shafts of light start to beam through. You can hear gulls calling in the distance as the dust cloud clears. And the way is clear for you. it is at this point when
That I want
Virus
to run back
w-
downstairs
is
and do my show.
is yelling like, "Just a second! We had a bit of a mishap," and you just hear like a thunder, the knocking on the door as like the guards are like, "What's going on in there?"
It's fine. I just had a little bit of a slip and fall. I'm fine though.
Great. Let's go ahead and roll deception on that.
You betcha.
Talon's gonna be like, yeah, she's
Gonna
okay
help
now.
me.
Great. Help action accepted.
Thank you. You're so
I do
helpful.
have
Thank you.
proficiency.
In deception?
Yeah. That's the reason I can help you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah. 24.
Holy
Oh.
shit. The guards are reticent but do accept. Okay. But if are you if you need anything, you let us know.
Will do.
Uh,
I need you to get out of my way.
All right.
Nice.
Vera says that drew a lot of attention.
Don't worry about it. This'll bring more.
Okay. Shall we
By
go?
I'm gonna do the show thing to keep them distracted, so the big guys don't see you go.
Okay. And he just
And
kind
if
of.
I get stuck here, that is what it is.
All right. Virus scuttles to join the rest of the party, who I assume are kind of navigating their way up through the newly forged path. And
We'll skip to where Tess convinces Talon not to try to come back if she gets stuck.
I'm good. I got this. Just let me handle this.
No need to try to.
As Virus
convince.
runs up, yeah, you do notice
This is
that
my act.
that Tess is not with him. What are you waiting for? Let's go.
What?
Mine. It's ours.
Would not leave her behind.
All right, we got him back.
Please go and do that.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
Sorry about that. My internet cut out.
No, totally
All good.
fine.
All right.
I just want to, if we can we restart the stream and then we're gonna go